Good afternoon and welcome back to the Pike County 4-H Life Skills Virtual Day Camp Series. I am glad you joined us today and we're going to jump right into our discussion of how to interview for a job. I'm going to share my screen and start with an icebreaker. And question is, what skill is most important to job recruiters? This was a search online that gave me the information. Real world learning. So on-the-job training is very important to a lot of job recruiters because it shows you have the skills that they're looking for. So let's jump into our topic of how to interview for a job. So first up we have be prepared. Research details about the company you are going to be interviewing with. Many who interview appreciate a potential employee who already has knowledge about their potential place of employment or where you're interviewing at. Know why you are the right person. Be prepared to share what makes you the best candidate for the position you are interviewing for. Also, be prepared to share why you want the job. Examples are as follows. I have the ability to multitask well, or I can communicate easily in a large group. You want to showcase your skills that you are offering for the job that you are interviewing for. Dress appropriately. Generally, a job interview calls for you to wear professional or business attire. That all depends on where you're interviewing at. So always keep in mind what place of employment you're having an interview at. For men, this might mean a suit jacket and slacks with a shirt and a tie, or a sweater and a button down. And for women, that may mean a blouse and dress pants, or a statement dress is appropriate. You definitely want to make sure you avoid torn jeans or pants. Additional attire tips. Be conservative with watches and other jewelry. You may want to match your belt with your shoes if possible. And we can see the examples to the right on the screen here of some ways that some people have dressed for a job interview at a more professional location. And be aware of your body language and the things you're doing. As you can see on the screen, there is a lady with a big bubble. She's popping a big bubble from her gum. So when you're doing that in your body language, you want to make eye contact, give a firm handshake, present yourself with good posture, speak clearly and confidently, and try to avoid playing with your hair, fidgeting in your seat, chewing gum, wearing dirty clothes and shoes. You want to make sure you have your clothes prepared before the interview and they're in the best condition possible for that interview. And unkept hair or facial hair. Get yourself a nice hair trim before you do a job interview to look the most professional. Be punctual, but not too early. Arriving 15 to 20 minutes before your scheduled interview is acceptable. Any more than that, and you may be sending the wrong message. Plus, if you arrive too early, the staff may feel like they need to entertain you or continue offering you coffee or water, etc. Arriving late sends an instant message. Prepare ahead of time for any complications that may arise the day of your interview and try to avoid that. Don't leave your manners at home. Your manners and etiquette during interviews can set you apart from other candidates. Here's a list of things to avoid. Crossing your arms, it makes you look defensive. Touching your face and or playing with your jewelry or your hair. Interrupting when being asked a question. Let the job interviewer finish the question they're on before you give your answer. Giving one-word answers, unless the question dictates a one-word answer. Let's talk cell phones. Cell phones should be out of sight and turned off. This sends the signal that you are 100% focused on the interview. If your cell phone happens to ring, you should apologize and quickly turn it off without checking to see who called. And use sparingly. If you have information pertaining to the interview on your phone, only use it when needed. It is recommended to avoid having your phone present during the interviews. So whatever you can do to prepare ahead of time and print off any information you may need would be a better option than having your cell phone on you. Follow up after the interview. Write a thank you note after every interview. It's very important, and it sends a great message to those who gave you the interview that you're interested and you have the right etiquette to send that thank you note. And about thank you notes, to write a good thank you note, you'll need to take time after each interview to jot down a few things about what the interviewer said. Also, write down what you could have done better in their interview and make any adjustments before you head off for your next interview. So you're learning from what you did and maybe learning also what you might have been able to do better. And practice, practice, practice. It is important to rehearse before you go to the interview. The best way to rehearse? Get two friends and practice interviewing each other. Go for 4 or 5 rounds, switching roles as you go. This can help you get that practice in, and your friend may have questions that might stop you up, and you get them out of the way in your practice session and you have the answer. And another idea, if that isn't possible for you to do at the moment, is to record your answer and then play it back so you can see where you may need to improve on those answers. And whatever you do, make sure your practice consists of speaking aloud. When you speak aloud, you can hear it, and some of the mistakes you may not notice when you say it in your head is more noticeable when you speak it out loud. And that is our information for today. I'm going to stop screen share. There is a lot that goes into a job interview, and having all of those steps taken care of helps set you apart from other candidates who may be applying for the same job and may have the same qualifications. So I hope you enjoyed the information we had for you today, and I hope you are planning ahead for your interviews and you get out there and you do a great job, and you can come back and tell us about how your interview went on Pike County 4-H Facebook page. I want to invite you back on next Thursday, the 30th, for our next round of Pike County 4-H Life Skills Virtual Day Camps. They are at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. listed on both the Facebook page, the Pike County 4-H, and on our YouTube channel. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and good luck with those job interviews.